Okay, if I don't start recording it, I'll never start recording it. So, yesterday I put out a message on Facebook about my job situation and about my accommodation situation. And I thought I was just in that kind of frame of mind where I just need to get it off my chest. And basically, as of next week, I won't have anywhere to stay. And I needed to give you the backstory to that. I need to give you the backstory as to why that situation is now happening and why I'm not got this regular income or regular life or, glamorous digital life because I know all this stuff. Knowing stuff isn't always a reason to have money, or knowledge isn't always a guarantee that you can handle money properly. So anyway, backstory. About 4 years ago, I'll start again. Got a bit of a lump in my throat when I started to say that. About 4 years ago, I pretty much lost everything. A lot of it was self-created and just the wrong place at the wrong time. I lost my house, relationship fell apart, and lost my job, all in the space of a month. So recession affected the job, but also weird stuff happened with the job in terms of me having a thing called Responder, which I sold some code for, sold a license for. Job lasted for a year. They were dead good to me in terms of the sort of severance package for a couple of months, but I went from like 40,000 pound a year job to nothing, and pretty much went through a hell of a lot of depression and just kind of mental breakdown, paranoia, all kinds of stuff. And it was hard, really hard. And I think if I didn't have social media, if I didn't have Twitter and Facebook and various ways of talking to people, I would have probably gone under, and I probably would have been walking around the streets or in some home or whatever. But as it was, I had some really good friends that I knew on social media. They reached out to me. They said they had some work. And then I kept on going back and forth between where I was living and Nottingham. And did that. I've been doing that for the last 3 or 4 years. Now, my friends who I've been working with, very closely with my friend CJ, they've sold their house. They've been through an incredibly stressful period of time over the last 2 years with Romani residents next door, sort of people living next door. Incredibly noisy, really loud, lots of banging, very, very stressful, very, very like permeating into your psyche every day. And so they've sold their house and they're moving next week, and they're in the process of moving. The house is pretty empty. And I've been staying there for the last 2 or 3 years. They've let me crash there. I've been doing what I've been doing 3 or 4 years previous to that, which is kind of sort of bartering my time. And that's kind of come to an end, at least for the moment, in terms of working together, because they're moving to Dan's parents, and I'm really chuffed for them. I'm really happy for them actually that they're doing that, because they need to have some sort of semblance of their life back together from the last 2 years. But because I sort of invested all my time into sort of supporting CJ supporting me, it's kind of like full stop, things are changing. Now, about a year ago, I bought a caravan, and ever since, me and my daughter have been staying there at weekends when I have had the money to afford to do it. And things have been okay. I don't mind this digital bartering world, because it's like a new frontier for me. I don't do water cooler chat, and I don't do your average sort of capitalistic kind of mindset. And I'm not a 9 to 5er. I'm like a 7 till 10 digital, always on kind of person. So, I posted that thing yesterday saying I needed somewhere, and I still need somewhere. And it's kind of getting all those metrics together. I put some bit of a backstory there, but I've also written down a bunch of other stuff. I kind of just wanted to dedicate that sort of time at the weekends with my daughter, and I've been doing that. And I'm realising now that she's 7, and we need more money and I need more stable income, etc., etc. So there is some goods in all of this. 1 day a week until April 2015, I've got access to here, the co-working space, Gigabit, which is awesome. What else? So I've got that till 2015, so I don't have to pay for the co-working for 1 day. We have got it paid for 3 days or 2 days, but I get 1 day free because I won a little contest. So I have that. So I have somewhere where I can go for sort of 8 hours to upload content, and and not be just wandering around, which I would be at the moment, which is kind of scary. I do have transportation. I have a little smart car, so I can get around. That's sort of taxed, MOT'd and taxed, insured, all that sort of stuff till early next year. I do have some temporary work, as in an interview on next Thursday. Now, I've got my caravan Saturday, Sunday, Monday, but then on Tuesday I'm hopefully staying at somewhere, friends, Nottingham maybe. But I don't know, and I'm not quite sure I'm going to work in the day yet. So there is some goods. Some of the bads, I have to kind of now think about sort of food, fuel, where I can stay. The caravan is cost per day. And it's maddening because I've got all these skills and talents that I'm sure people are now needing to use social media for their things. And, I do have a lot of work. This is the weird thing. I do have a lot of work. A lot of it is either barter or in some way there's an exchange in there. And that's kind of what I did as a video blogger. When I did all the stuff for 1,000 Heads and the various Cradle Point and did a bit for Wistia for a week, and then the VeriSign stuff that I did for a year. It was all very kind of bits of digital content for a strategy, and some of them paid me a monthly wage, some of them didn't, but they give me services in kind, which my digital footprint is awesome. My analog footprint of actual real life and day to day is pretty crap. I don't like the idea of bricks and mortar really killed me in terms of the house. We took on a house that we couldn't afford. The mortgage was massive. It got us in debt. Everything crashed all at once. I had all the depression, all the stress, all the kind of like, I could have done better, I should have done better, etc., etc. I stopped seeing my mum. I stopped seeing my dad. I just cut all contacts with all of that. So it was kind of full on. And the last couple of years, I've been rebuilding what it is I can do and how I create value. That's the most important thing for me, is doing something that I love and create value. And I'm not talking about those shitty websites that you see, those landing pages. Sign up here and I'll show you how I'm living an incredible life. I'm just happy to be here, like alive, period, to be honest. So work, there's Sittingbourne. We just come back from Sittingbourne I was on a panel and did a presentation about the High Street. So the High Street did a pilot project in Nottingham for 5 screens, trying to get one off the ground in Derby. Got 1 screen out already. Got a potential partner for that, but they're just like most things. I move really fast and other things move really slow. And it's got to the point now where, life's moving really fast and saying, right, you're either going to be living in your car or you're going to have to start using social networks a bit more. So I'm determined to get my video blogging and my sort of YouTube and stuff up. Like, how many minutes have we been going? So like 7 minutes. I want to get this under 10 minutes. So Sittingbourne, there's a pop-up shop. I can go there for the next 3 months. I could probably drive down there on a Sunday morning, Monday morning, stay there all week, pop my car up, that's fine. But I haven't got nowhere to stay in Sittingbourne. So if you know anywhere in Sittingbourne I could stay, I could probably go do a pop-up project there. I need to eat, obviously, so work for food. I'd love to set up a laser shop there, make a space, rent in or lease a laser cutter and start doing stuff there, tutorials, training, social media. I've had some great people in the last 24 hours, Richard, Eddie, Nicola, Simon, help out, and sort of they want to just jump in and help, which is amazing. I don't, like I say, I want to roll that has real impact. I don't want just something to create money, and I hate the idea of water cooler chat. I just can't do it. I just can't do that kind of like chit chat stuff. I just love to make. So yeah, work. I'm a social media community builder, video blogger, storyteller, make landing pages, websites, asset making. I've got about 10 Udemy courses that I'm making at the moment. I know that's a hell of a lot. Should be just doing one at a time, but kind of having a brain dump of the last decade of things that I've learned. And I know I've got value because I've created value in various things that I've done. I want to build up my YouTube. I've been watching this Nomadic Fanatic, and he probably makes enough money from his advertising, from his subscribers and the views, instead of working 40 hours in Walmart. I would love to have a YouTube channel that does that. I think a lot of video bloggers, early video bloggers and social people on the web would love the same kind of thing, but I would love that. So shout out to Nomadic Fanatic. I watch that show every single day. The guy, props to him, totally brave, just running and doing his thing every day. He's in San Francisco somewhere at the moment. Yes, Udemy courses, I want to work on those. I want to build up my YouTube. Fiverr, I make some little bits of money off Fiverr, but it takes 2 weeks to clear, so there's horses for courses there. I'd love to set up the Maker Cafe. That's a big thing. Project-wise, madeinderby.co, I want to make a channel for Derby. Turf app, I registered. iCan Has Van, which is my caravan and being off-grid. Pie Street, which, just talked at 21st Century High Street over in Sittingbourne in Kent about that. I'd love to do that in other places around the country. Is there any kind of sort of digital artist in residence across the country anywhere? Orrery Cast is something that I started with Derby Regeneration, but that kind of just stalled and died and all the comms fell apart. I will take it on the chin that obviously I didn't do enough talking back to the people as to what my situation was. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at the moment. I wanted to give you a bit of a backstory. So I'm still looking for temporary work. Some people have sent me some great stuff this morning, which I'm following up on. Do follow me on my YouTube channel because I'm trying to build that up. Also, keep a lookout on Twitter for my Udemy courses. I'm going to be posting about those because I'm actually, some of those could keep me afloat if I can get them all built. So I just need the time to focus on that. If I got like a couple of £100 behind me for the caravan for a couple of weeks, I reckon I could really hammer that stuff out. There's loads of good stuff happening. That's the problem. It's not all bad. It's not like I'm in a really negative, depressed place. There's opportunities, and it's finding the kind of right ones and wanting to be a valued person in that place rather than just a worker. That's it. Okay, I'll catch up with you soon.